This is Andy Fowler for Boxing Social, and I'm delighted to be joined by Ted Cheeseman, the big cheese. Ted, how you doing?
Yeah, all good, mate. You?
Yeah, I'm all good, thanks. It's finally come now, your European title fight going in with Sergio Garcia. How excited are you to have the opportunity to fight for that European belt?
Yeah, I can't wait. You know what I mean? It's another step up. It's another part of my progression. It's another belt. You know what I mean? It shows I'm pushing on, and I just can't wait to do the business Saturday night now.
What do you know about Sergio and his style?
Just really what I've watched on YouTube of him, and it don't look bad. He looks quite good, and it looks like it's going to be a really good fight. I'm just confident I'll be a bit too strong, a bit too explosive for him.
So what type of fight are you expecting, and how do you see it going in terms of, I'm obviously going to assume you're going to say you're going to win, obviously, but do you expect the stoppage, or are you expecting it to go the distance from what you've seen of Sergio?
From what I've seen, I fancy I'll get him out of there, but after the Bifer fight, you don't know. Like, sometimes people look fragile, but they're not as fragile as they look. Do you know what I mean? And when they're unbeaten, they don't want to lose, so they try their hardest to stick in there. But I fancy that I'll get him out there.
Do you feel any added pressure because you're obviously the British champion at the minute and the British super welterweight scene is thriving, that you maybe want to make a bit more of a statement just to show the other guys I am the top dog?
Not just that, it's just that I'm top of the build, you know what I mean? I've worked my way out hard to get here, and you want to stay here now. And if you put on performances, you stay there. If you flop, you don't, you know what I mean? So that's the main thing, performing and making sure I can light the place up, you know what I mean? Make the place bounce, you know what I mean? And be raring to go. It's a good fight, you know what I mean? And everyone talking about it. That's how you stay where I'm at right now.
Talking about that headlining at the O2, you know, when you signed with Eddie, you know, could you ever have imagined that you'd have reached this point?
You always imagine reaching this point, but not so quick. Do you know what I mean? But now it's here. I'm ready. I'm mature enough. I'm fit enough. I'm happy with the opponent. I'm happy with the step up and the way my progression's going, and I just can't wait for Saturday night now.
We see it a lot with fighters when they do start to progress quickly. There's a lot of added expectation from fans and from aspects of the media as well, who maybe want to see them pushed a bit quicker than what maybe yourself would like. How do you keep that level and not allow yourself to just get drawn into being pushed too quickly?
It's all about having a good manager and a good trainer, because they sort all this stuff out, and if they don't think you're ready or they don't think it's the right fight, it won't be happening. Do you know what I mean? But it is. So obviously, they obviously are confident in me winning. I'm confident in in trusting them. So obviously, I know I'm ready for this fight.
Obviously, just to touch on as well, this domestic rivalry you have with Anthony Fowler. We saw he was on the Toe to Toe podcast the other day, and he gave you a good look message, but before saying that he was coming for your belt. Talk to me about that rivalry, and where do you see that fight happening, if you ever do see it happening?
Yeah, the fight's bound to happen. I don't know when it will happen, but it's bound to happen as long as he wins on the 30th, and as long as I win on Saturday. It's going to happen sooner or later. I don't know how soon, but the fight's going to happen. As long as we keep winning, the fight's going to happen, and I can't wait for it to happen.
Could you see that happening after, say, if you're obviously successful on Saturday night and Anthony's successful on March 30th, could you see that being your next fight?
If no bigger opportunities come up, then obviously, yeah, but if obviously a massive opportunity comes up for me, the fight with Fowler is always going to be there as long as I'm winning. Do you know what I mean? As long as he's winning, as long as I'm winning, public want to see it, and the longer it takes for the fight to happen, the more financial better it's going to be for both of us. So obviously, as well as the sport, it's a business, and as well as it being a sport, you got to have your manager, and you don't make all the decisions. Otherwise, we won't be able to talk in 6 months because we'll be taking so many silly fights. Do you know what I mean? But obviously, things happen when they're meant to happen. Do you know what I mean? And that's why you got a good manager and a good coach behind you. And I can't wait for when it does happen to shut him up and prove that I'm the boss in this weight.
Where did this rivalry come from? Where did it all start from?
What it started from is when I hadn't won the British or nothing, and there was Fowler was coming up in the weight. He's an ex-Olympian, GB boy, and obviously they get a good sort of platform to start with. So obviously, back then when I was pushing for the fight, that would have rocketed me up to where I am at now. But I'm already there now, so for me, it ain't so important. Obviously, the importance of it is that the public are demanding it, and it's going to be a big fight. Either us win, we're going to push on to massive things. We're going to have a massive platform off of Matchroom, even though we've already both got a good platform off them. But you're going to be like one of the main stars for Matchroom. Do you know what I mean? It's a big fight. Do you know what I mean? But that's how it really started. But do you know what? It's been building up. The public want to see it. Everyone wants to see it. It's a big fight when it happens.
What do you make of his fight then with Scott Fitzgerald?
I don't know. Obviously, they're both confident in winning. Do you know what I mean? They both sparred loads of rounds with each other. They've both been on a squad with each other. They both know their strengths and weaknesses. So they're both confident. I fancy Fowler to win, but you can't not back Scott Fitzgerald, because obviously he won't be taking the fight for no reason. They're not going to be getting life-changing money. So he ain't took it just for a payday. I mean, he took it because he believes he can win. So obviously, it's on paper it's a 50-50 fight, but I fancy Fowler.
You mentioned a couple of questions ago that you wouldn't take the Fowler fight if a bigger opportunity came about. What have you spoken about with your management team in terms of what opportunities might lie out there, provided Saturday night went well?
If I win Saturday night, I'm ranked WBC number 3. Do you know what I mean? I'll take Sergio Garcia's rank, whether I go 3 or go 2. Do you know what I mean? I might go higher. I'll be in all the other top governor. I'm 12, I think, in box rep right now, across the whole world. So after the win Saturday, I'll be in probably top 8, top 5. Do you know what I mean? So I'm going to be high in all governing bodies. So I'm a British, young, undefeated fighter. Eddie's got a massive platform in America now, where most of the champions are from, other than Jamie Munguia, who fights in America every time now. So all these fights are easily made. Do you know what I mean? It's good for them and it's good for me. So if one of them come along, how can I say no?
Is that where you can see your career going then, fighting in America with Eddie and DAZN?
Yeah, I'd love to. I can't wait to make my American debut. And obviously to fight the likes of Jamie Munguia in Las Vegas or New York, it would be great for me.
And I just wanted to end on the promo for this fight. Now, just talk to me about that, because it's a funny watch, but at times I can't lie, I did cringe myself, Ted.
Yeah, of course. Sky stitch you up, but obviously they know what they're doing. Do you know what I mean? They've been in this game for years, and they make the best and they make stars. So obviously they know what they're doing. They're getting me out there. They're publicising me. As much as some people didn't like it, some people did like it because it made them laugh. But it got everyone talking. And that's what promotion's about, getting everyone talking, and it's promoting me, so that's all that matters, really.
What was going through your mind whilst you was filming it?
I thought, the amount of slagging off I'm going to get after this, but you know what, you got to do these things.
Well, Ted, I appreciate your time, so thank you for speaking to Boxing Social.
Cheers, thanks a lot, mate. Cheers.